Hi, I'm Gareth Spence and welcome to another episode of Tech Talk. I'm at Small Cells World Summit and talking to ADVA's Anthony Magee about key innovations the company is making in the space of 5G. Anthony, let's dive straight into this. ADVA is not a company traditionally known for mobile networking, so why are you at a Small Cells show?
So ADVA, coming from its transport heritage of Ethernet performance and synchronization solutions, obviously deals with mobile backhaul. We think there's an awful lot of architectural change happening in the mobile space, and especially disaggregation of the RAN, things like that. So it's really interesting to get out there and see what's going on in the small cells environment, how those small cells are likely to be built. And I think it takes you a step away from transport. So as you disaggregate the radio, everything becomes a little bit more interesting as to how the whole architecture boils down. And it takes you into a new space, so into compute, virtualization, acceleration, and those things. So that's why we're here. And we think a lot of innovation in small cells is about to happen.
And we're hearing a lot about ORAN at this show. Is that something that is of interest to ADVA?
It is, absolutely. So the ORAN space for ADVA, I think we can take the best of our portfolio, transport synchronization. We can innovate with some acceleration on top of that, and then build an open ORAN platform. Not that it's an end-to-end solution, but we can specialize in a particular part of that. So looking at the DU platform, looks like a really interesting space for us. And then we work with partners to build a complete solution.
So is there some form of ORAN and transport-based DU coming from ADVA?
I'd like to think so. We actually applied for some funding from UK government, DCMS. They granted us some funding, so we're building a consortium at the moment that builds an innovative DU platform. It takes into some of into the solution part of our, best of breed components, and then we integrate all of that together into a DU platform.
And will this have some impact on x86 servers?
It will. So x86 is going to be there long term. It's going to be used to host virtualized platforms around the ORAN space. But there are some really interesting parts of the DU itself that take you in a different direction. So the DU is in order to get supply chain diversity built into the solution, which a lot of people are concerned about. We've got to start looking at alternatives from x86, so exploring ARM chipsets and the like. So I think it's looking at how do we build something that's innovative, accelerated, build supply chain flexibility in there as well. So you can imagine a platform that's got the best of breed components in it for ORAN.
And your presentation at the show focuses on private 5G and ORAN. What makes ORAN appealing to the private sector?
So if you look back at the history of 5G, it was aimed at principally three large use cases. So there was enhanced mobile broadband, which is all about delivery to the handset. There was ultra reliable low latency communications, so machine control, and there was massive machine type communications. And those last two use cases haven't really been deployed, certainly not by the public MNOs. We think that the small cells area in private 5G is an area where people are looking to innovate. They're looking for business transformation. So it's likely that they're going to need things that complement Wi-Fi, that are based on 5G, that will build things like low latency services over the top of, and tracking of things as they move around the manufacturing facility. So private 5G is going to be an interesting area. We think it's going to be based on small cells, and we think it's going to be an ORAN solution that gets there with it.
Okay, Anthony, thanks for the information. Good to talk to you today.
Thanks.